Claudia?
Yes.
Why do women do that whole innocent thing, where it's like, I need help. What are you doing? Why do you do that? Does it even work?
Because then you help us.
Does it actually work, though?
Yeah.
Prove it. Prove it.
Oh no, boo-hoo, I cannot open this. I am not strong enough.
I knew going in that it was fake, but as soon as she said, I'm not strong enough, and then gave me those eyes, I'm like, damn, this lady needs help. Let me help you. Welcome back to Night's Watch. We watched Bullet Train.
Yes.
And it was surprisingly great.
I really liked it.
Yeah. It had fun.
Fun. Good action scenes. The fight scenes were badass, but also funny at times.
Yep. It was a diverse cast. It actually was, though.
Yeah.
Had Japanese people, Russian people, black people, Brad Pitt people. Had everyone.
British people.
British people. I think I already said that.
You said.
Anyway, it had all kinds of people, and it was good because it didn't hyper-focus on it. But what made it good was that it just had fun. Mm-hmm. And it kind of tore down a lot of toxic masculinity. Wait, let me rephrase that. It actually tore down... Look, see, I'm like on auto mode, like toxic masculinity. No, toxic femininity. Your side. Girls.
No.
I'm sorry. Oh! She did it! Women. Then that's my point. No, don't fall for that. Their mysterious, secret, dishonest, sneaky ways. Star-studded cast. So many people in it. Brad Pitt, Joey King, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Brian Terry Henry. Tons of people. And it was just great. The one casting choice that made literally no sense for me, though, was the guy who played the Russian dude, the White Death. Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon?
Yeah, Michael Shannon. Did not make any sense to me. Just get a Russian actor. Why Michael Shannon?
Yeah, he wasn't very scary.
He wasn't. He was a joke. I see that guy.
Or maybe that was the point.
Maybe. But I see that guy. I think the guy who dated Eminem's mum. Like, that guy just doesn't... You haven't seen 8 Mile?
8 Mile?
8 Mile. You haven't seen it?
No.
Anyway. Movie got tons of fun. And it touched on some...
Anti-woke?
Anti-woke stuff. Yeah, I'd say anti-woke. Definitely anti-woke. It had Joey King playing this schoolgirl assassin character.
It's kind of sad when a movie just being good is anti-woke.
Well, yeah, because being bad is woke.
Yes.
Yeah, seems to be the case. But, Claudia, you're a lady.
Am I?
How accurate was Joey King's character? Do women want to make a name for themselves in the male-dominated industry that is crime and murder?
No.
Good, because I was worried for a second there. I was worried. Because men can't fight women, and so if there was, crime gangs about men and women,
Yeah, because I think men in crime would have a problem with that, for sure. Yeah, totally.
If I was a criminal, I would. Fine.
You're not a criminal.
Rob me of my drugs and money, that's fine. Just, I don't want to punch you. All right. But yeah, it talked about a lot of, not really talked about it, but, demonstrated it.
It made her a bad guy, but it wasn't afraid to treat her like a bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it was a woke agenda, then we'd have to feel sympathy for her, and she'd probably have a redemption arc.
Probably. That is exactly what they do. They'd have, she's just misunderstood. Oh, it's justified because everyone was so mean to her, so we're going to have her win, and that's that. But no. That's not how it went exactly.
Yep. I'm going to try avoid spoilers.
We're going to try avoid spoilers.
Say when we are spoiling it, right?
So, yeah, good point. Okay. So, I'd give it, honestly, 8 out of 10.
I can't think of anything that brought down my enjoyment of the movie, so 9.5, 10?
Wow. Okay. Not even the CG?
9.
9, okay.
And it had the Wilhelm scream, didn't it?
It did.
I hate the Wilhelm scream. Every time I hear it watching a movie, it's a bloody scream again. It takes me out of it.
Why? Is that how it sounds? What? I can't.
It's like, ah!
It's so weird. Anyway, so 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 for me.
Yep.
So that's the end of our attempt at a non-spoiler section. Now we're going into spoilers.
Watch it.
Go watch it.
Now we're going to spoilers.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, trains left the station.
Joey King dies.
Joey King dies.
It was straight into spoilers.
She dies in the best possible way. She gets hit by a giant tangerine truck, which makes sense because one of the guys that got killed because of it was called Tangerine. And it was the brother called Lemon.
We're just explaining the story now.
It was so good though, because this movie was Murder on the Orient Express, but directed by Guy Ritchie when he was a decent director. And it was just fun action. Brad Pitt was... What has he done bad apart from World War Z? Nothing.
I didn't hate World War Z.
It sucked. You're wrong. Because he didn't have fun. Anyway. No, Brad Pitt was great. He played a guy called Ladybug, who's very unlucky apparently. But tell you what, I call a guy who survives all that, that's luck.
No, but in the movie, one of the characters explained in his culture, Ladybug, he had 7 spots on his back for the 7 miseries. So Brad Pitt, it wasn't just bad luck, he was taking on everyone's miseries. And you kind of see it throughout the movie. He's an assassin and he kills people, but you see he's actually a compassionate, caring guy who also is happy to make friends with.
Well, he wasn't an assassin. He was an operator. There is a difference.
Oh.
An assassin just kills people. An operator does basically anything for money. Like a mercenary. Yeah.
Well, we saw it in one scene where he's explaining his bad luck to his handler on the other side of the phone, Sandra Bullock, and she's saying, you know, this guy tried to kill himself and he landed on my car and ruined my operation. She said, but then you took him to the hospital, didn't you? Mm-hmm. And he saved his life. Yeah. That's an example of a misery. It feels like bad luck, but he was able to save a guy's life.
Yeah, but if it was truly bad luck, he'd be dead. That's my point, is that he's not unlucky, he's very lucky. Yeah.
And I think that was a good example of, like, this is why it's anti-woke. He was just a good guy.
Just a good guy, caught up in this crazy world.
Super skilled, really skilled, good guy, genuine, and that was what allowed the bad guy to manipulate him so easily.
They even had a black lady, which is the pinnacle of virtue for all wokeness, fight him in a fight, and she was pretty funny. And he still wins. And it was like, yeah, okay.
And it was a fun interaction. She was little we saw of her, she was a funny character, engaging character.
She kept saying, hey, punch him in the face. Yeah, take that. Like, what? That was so accurate and so funny. They had this really cool dynamic between Brad Pitt and or Ladybug and Lemon.
Lemon, yeah.
Yeah, an unlikely duo. Aaron Taylor Johnson was swearing all the time, and I'm pretty sure he's Scottish, so it was second nature for him. And yeah, look, the movie was just a pleasure to watch. If you like fun action movies,
it was a good time.
Yeah, you just turn your mind off. It wasn't the most important thing in the world to like.
No.
There was no Shakespearean plot going on here.
It wasn't trying to be deep either.
Yeah, it was just a setup, action, payoff, joke. Yeah. Yep. Lots of fun. And Sandra Bullock came in at the end.
And it wasn't trying to be more than it was. It wasn't trying to have this whole big, grand idea, scheme, plot twist, anything. It was from point A to point B. Yep. Like a train.
Ooh. Set on its course. Mm-hmm. Very obviously meant to just do one thing. Get you where you need to go. It was meant to be entertaining, and that's it. There was no agenda at play here.
Yep.
Except maybe the Japanese market. But that's it. It was just exactly what we needed. It was fun. It was an entertaining movie. Nothing else matters for movies, in my opinion.
I wasn't pushing an agenda.
Nope.
It wasn't... That's it.
That's it. It wasn't pushing an agenda. That's how easy it is, Hollywood. Hey, Hollywood. I want to swear, but I'm trying not to. So screw you, Hollywood. Screw you.
I think the important thing about it was that they're probably just trying to write a fun story, and the cast probably had a good time filming it.
Yep, that's simple.
And it was satisfying.
Satisfying, yep.
It had a satisfying ending.
Set up some payoffs.
Yep, good, decent explosion, like, sets.
Yep.
Decent CG for the most part.
For the most part.
And they had one scene where Brad Pitt was flying through an exploding train.
Yeah.
And I wasn't pulled out of it. I found that scene quite entertaining.
Yeah. But yeah, look, and it shows that there's just a massive disconnect. The critics hated this movie. The fans loved it. You know, and that's just...
interesting.
Yeah. Hollywood, make more movies like this. Fun movies. It's that simple.
Why do you think the critics might have hated it?
Because it didn't have enough message. Oh, you didn't have enough woke in this. I prefer my soup with a bit more woke, thank you. CNN. Bullet train certainly moves at an appropriately brisk pace. Brad Pitt heading the sprawling cast, but the breakneck action is offset by the smart alecky tone. Really? It's a smart alecky tone.
Keep reading.
Anyone who says smart alecky tone is a douche. That proves both uneven and occasionally too cute for its own good. What does that mean? See, I hate...
Along with a mashup of styles from the music to the visuals that comes across like a Quentin Tarantino wannabe with a dash of Deadpool for good measure.
No.
I did hear a lot of people relating it to Quentin Tarantino.
Just-
Deadpool, I can kind of see the Deadpool thing because it was very...
Flashy.
Do you think sarcastic, maybe?
Sarcastic and flashy, yeah.
Yeah.
But look, like, Quentin Tarantino wasn't the first person to get two violent people to have a conversation and then a shootout. He's not the first person to do that. It's been done... if anything, he took that from Western movies. So, yeah, I've seen a lot of people comparing this to Quentin Tarantino. You're an idiot if you think that.
Well, Quentin Tarantino is also very fast-paced
What
editing style, would you say?
No, not fast-paced editing, but he's fast-paced in terms of dialogue. His dialogue is delivered relatively quickly. Depends, though.
And I wouldn't call Quentin Tarantino wannabe. I mean, it was still a decent...
It was its own movie. If anything, to me, it felt like a Guy Ritchie movie.
Ritchie?
Just because of how often it was willing to go into the past and all that sort of stuff. Because that's a Guy Ritchie thing. And the action too.
I do get the comparison to Deadpool. It was, I'd say, an irreverent movie maybe, and a bit sarcastic. But I wouldn't say that's anything against the movie.
I just say it was good and I had fun, and because it was what it was, tried to be fun and entertaining, it was good. These critics are idiots. They're so far up their own arse, it's ridiculous. Listen to this. Like the hyper aerodynamic train slipping through the night, the fight passages that should be the film's saving grace come out textureless and frictionless. What the hell are you talking about?
Textureless?
And frictionless. Like, again, it's like they're reviewing a bloody Picasso painting. Dude, it's a movie.
Textureless and frictionless.
Yeah, well, it didn't have a guy begging for his life and crying and squealing and because you didn't see someone's face slowly get ripped off, it was friction. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, I think the movie, it was fun. Like that scene where there's a scene in the movie in the quiet carriage, and Lemon and Brad Pitt's character, Ladybug, are fighting it out, and they keep hurting each other, but they can't scream, and so they keep quiet, but they don't want to disturb the other passengers. It's not a movie to take seriously.
Yeah, it's just a fun movie.
Who fights in real life trying not to disturb other passengers in the quiet carriage?
Parents.
For two people who like kill people, consequences be damned, because they're, by our standards, bad guys probably.
Were you still talking about my parents? Anyway.
The movie was a good time. It wasn't trying to push an agenda or shove anything down your throat. It wasn't trying to be too serious or more than it was. It's just a movie for a good time. That's it.
Do you want to have a good time? Well, call this number. Go see Bullet Train. No, don't call my number.
Who's derailing us now?
It's funny when I do it. So if you like fun action comedies, this is the train you should get on. The train is in the station now. Go and see it in cinemas because it'll be a lot of fun, a lot more fun than seeing it at home alone, you loser. This is your train, and that's why you should always stay on watch. What a shitty ending.